second that. When you are on the track, on the path of, you want to progress in academic career, whatever it is, you take on the new job in academia. I think the most crucial and most important things, very early on, find out what are their promotion criteria, right? So in our institution, the day one I started, literally, when I received my first appointment as assistant professor, I was like, what does it take me to become associate from assistant? What do I have to do within the next on average it takes 3 to 4 years, right? And they'll tell you they're 4 pillars, academia, research, clinical, administration, and you need to be very strong in at least 2 or 4, but you have to have experience in all 4, let's say. Another thing is usually these things are pretty secured with your contract. If you are taking a major administrative role or research role, it's usually clearly outlined what percentage of, in reality, we all do what we can and we all, cover many more, wear many more hats than that, but it's usually will be like, okay, you do 2 days of clinical work, 4 days, 2 days of administrative work, 1 day of teaching, you work with residents and certain amount of time of the clinical work. But it's definitely is possible to combine and, to tailor your activities within the organization. It has to be very, very clear communication with your leadership. One thing I would say, you never have to be shy about discussing certain things. Like this is one of the crucial things, right? What are your guys' expectations from me, right? What do you want me to do? Because my expectations are X, Y, Z. I want to publish. I want to teach medical school. I want to teach residents, but I also want to keep my clinical skills fresh because you need to work. To have clinical practice, to keep up to date with that, and I'm interested in leadership, and then you start to tailor your activities to that. But I definitely agree that you can combine all of those, or you don't have to combine all 4 of those. You can 2 or 3 of them in one. Yes, please.
I'm Navin Mukhtarova. I'm a key resident. Thank you very much for the presentation and for answering our question. Could you please speak on how to identify who is the right mentor for us? Sometimes we start journey with somebody who's a brilliant clinician or scientist, but things don't go in the direction where we want to go or at the speed we want to go, and it takes our time, and when we are like in our early career, things are time sensitive. And so could you please speak a little bit on how to know that this is the right person to go and spend my time and effort?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And actually, I was joking that in order to find a good mentor, you have to have a mentor to help you to find a mentor. So that is extremely important question, and thank you for asking that. So sometimes people go and work with someone, and it's that person becomes their mentor, and they stuck with it, and they stuck with them, and they don't change, and they say, oh, my mentor is like that. Okay, you don't like him, and you have to find a new one. And it's important also for you. It could be actually your friend, could be your mentor, or it could be your very close person, a colleague that knows that can help you. You just have to open about it and discuss and find a good mentor. As I mentioned, you can have multiple mentors. At a certain point, I had like 5 mentors, and I was discussing every aspect of my life with one of them. So it's you cannot go with one mentor. That's the I would say that's basically failure. And I usually, for example, and also your mentor should guide you. For example, there was one mentee that I worked with actually through this organization. And at a certain point, and I saw that I am not at the level that I can help her. So I guide her to find the mentor that can guide her to be successful. Now she's working with that person. It's a different institution, different state, but she's reaching to her goals through that mentor now. So also you have to discuss those. She approached me and said that, so we did this, we did that, and now I want to go into this direction. And I didn't have those skills to guide her, but I found another mentor for her successful with that mentor. So it is very fluid environment